We've all had those moments in tournaments where everything seems to be falling apart. Nothing is going right. Your opponent might be playing better than you. Maybe you've lost a few games in a row, or you're just not in the right mindset and things aren't going well. In TCGs, there are moments where we can get knocked down and it can be difficult to get back up and keep trying. The ability to get back up and keep trying is resilience, which is bouncing back from these challenging situations. In this video, we're going to explore a little bit more about resilience and how we can build resilience within TCG tournaments and situations.
Welcome back to TCG Psychology, the channel where we explore psychological concepts to give you a competitive edge. My name is Miles Cassidy-Rice.
And I'm Brittany Cassidy-Rice. I'm back from other videos that you might have seen me in.
And today we're going to be talking about resilience. Resilience is a performance psychology concept that describes the way that you can bounce back quickly from difficult situations. So you may notice that the top TCG players in your TCG are able to navigate those difficult situations. Maybe it's they've drawn badly in a round, or they've come up against a tough opponent. They seem to be able to persevere through. That concept is resilience, so we will be discussing techniques today on how you can build your own resilience. There are many times in TCGs where you may face adversity, such as a poor opening hand, or being resource screwed, or our opponent pulling off the perfect combo. Our response to these situations are going to determine the outcome that we experience, and this is influenced by factors such as motivation, our sense of control in the situation, and optimism, along with some other things that also influence this situation. Now, our response to this will either be a positive adaptation, where we're able to learn from that adversity and grow as an individual as a response to it, or we might experience a critical adaptation failure, where we're unable to learn from that situation and we just bring ourselves down as a result of that adversity that we've experienced. Now, there's been tournaments where I've experienced both, so I've stumbled in tournaments and not performed very well and not been able to get out of that strut, and also other tournaments where I've had some type of adversity and been able to push through to perform to a high level in the end.
Now that we've talked a little bit about some of the responses that you might have to some adversity within trading card games, we're going to talk about how we can build resilience. Within building resilience, one concept is to build optimism within our gameplay. So there's a 3-step process: aware, disrupt, reframe. So the first step is to become aware of how you're feeling, any negative thoughts that you might be having during gameplay.
And as many of you know, I might have those negative thoughts around control decks, such as I always lose to control decks.
I personally have a lot of negative thoughts in Lorcana about certain cards that come out and bounce back to their hand, where I think, what's the point of even trying to take that card out, because it's just going to help them out and go right back to their hand. So these are examples of negative thoughts that we might have. So you need to take some time to consider and be aware of some of the negative thoughts that you might be experiencing when playing TCGs. Once we're aware of our negative thoughts, then we need to figure out a way to disrupt these negative thoughts. That's the second step in this process. So in order to disrupt the negative thought, we need to base it in truth, such as maybe there's another way that I could clear hey off the board. And then the last step is to reframe that negative thought into a more optimistic thought, such as I'm going to use this specific action card to clear hey off the board so that it doesn't bounce back to my opponent's hand. So this is a way to be more optimistic when facing that adversity and build that resilience. And by being able to use this 3-step process of becoming aware, disrupting, and reframing our thoughts, it's much easier for us to bounce back from some of these difficult situations and build that resilience within tournaments and games.
Building resilience will make you a better TCG player, but as with all these mental techniques, make sure you find times to practice them in your weekly play so that you're ready and prepared to go for tournaments. If you found this video useful today, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you're notified when future videos are released. And if you know anyone that would benefit from learning more about resilience, feel free to share this video with them. My question for you to answer in the comment section below is, what is one area that you feel like you need to build your resilience in? And as always, make sure you go and win that mind game meta.
And make sure you come back to see more of us. We've all had those moments, and I look down again. It's just comforting to be able to, even if I'm not reading it. Oh,
Welcome to TCG Psychology. My name is
Sorry.